Protect your DNA. BioPQQ can promote formation of new mitochondria. Infowarsstore.com.
For months now, Bernie Sanders and his supporters have been saying that the DNC has rigged this election all along in favor of Hillary Clinton. Now, maybe intuitively we know that that might be true, but now we have definitive proof that that is indeed what was happening all along. And in fact, the DNC used the media to rig the election in Hillary Clinton's favor. Now, we know this because of those leaked documents from Guccifer 2.0, and the media largely has just focused on the fact that these documents were the DNC's Trump opposition strategy. But what they're largely overlooking, on purpose, of course, is the fact that these emails show that the DNC colluded with mainstream outlets to heavily favor Hillary Clinton. Now, one of these first emails dates from May 26, 2015, and it says, "Our goals in the coming months will be to frame the Republican field and the eventual nominee early, and to provide a contrast between the GOP field and HRC, Hillary Rodham Clinton." So this is more than a year ago. They're already saying whoever that Republican nominee is going to be, we need to set him up in opposition of HRC. Now, there's another document that states some strategies for positioning and public message. It says, use specific hits to muddy the waters around ethics, transparency, and campaign finance attacks on HRC. So they already know she's going to be the Democratic nominee, and they need to do everything they can to build support for her. And they also knew things were going to get really dirty with Hillary Clinton. So then there's another document under the heading Tactics. It says, working with the DNC and allied groups will use several different methods to land these attacks, including reporter outreach. So they're going to work through the DNC and others, select briefings, prep with reporters for interviews for GOP candidates, off-the-record conversations, and oppo pitches to help pitch stories with no fingerprints and utilize reporters to drive a message. So they were going to have these off-the-record conversations with reporters so that they could plant their agenda and then get the reporters to go and press the Republicans with the DNC's agenda that was already heavily in Hillary Clinton's favor. Guccifer 2.0 also leaked a 2-page document listed HRC election plans, and it includes a talking point that appeared word for word in Clinton's video announcement in her bid to run for president. She said, "Americans have fought their way back from tough economic times, but the deck is still stacked for those at the top." So as Claire Burnish points out, this is totally ironic that Hillary Rodham Clinton is talking about stacked decks for the elite, when this is exactly what the DNC is doing for her. So we already can acknowledge that the mainstream media was heavily in favor of Hillary Clinton throughout this 2016 election cycle so far. They downplayed the success of Bernie Sanders, even though there were 80,000 people filling up stadiums while Hillary Clinton could barely even fill a room. They were totally downplaying his success. And then they only started to really talk about Bernie Sanders and highlight him once they could attack his violent protesters, telling Bernie, tell your attack mob to stand down. Well, turns out, these people are paid protesters from pro-Hillary Clinton groups. So they were being used as useful idiots, being paid to go protest Donald Trump events, Donald Trump rallies, when Bernie Sanders' real competition up until a couple weeks ago was Hillary Clinton. So they really should have been, all of his Sanders supporters should have been going after Hillary Clinton, but they were being paid to go this way. So now that we have these leaked documents, Debbie Wasserman Schultz needs to step down. Obviously, she was rigging the game in favor of Hillary Clinton from the offset, but it also proves, even without the superdelegate count, where Hillary Clinton was 15% ahead in the race before it even started, with this, we can see that the game was rigged in Hillary Clinton's favor from the outset.
The globalists have controlled the mainstream media for a long time, but now they're expanding, making the weaponization even more vicious and deceptive. All the major networks are state-run.
We are partnering this year with the NFL.
The NFL has become a political weapon against the Second Amendment and pushes Obamacare. MSNBC tells us that our children belong to the state.
We have to break through our kind of private idea that kids belong to their parents or kids belong to their families and recognize that kids belong to whole communities.
The brainwashing media machine has been turned up up on high, and it's time for humanity to double down on the true people's media and strike back against the tyrants that are destroying our civilization with their lies and fraud. We are the resistance. You are the resistance. You are the info war. It is more important than ever to realize that we are not the alternative media. We are the true media. The establishment dinosaur press is dying.
We are in an information war, and we are losing that war.
Join us at InfoWarsNews.com and PrisonPlanet.tv. Members can share their memberships with up to 11 people. By subscribing, you will literally be buying war bonds in the info war to expand our operation in the face of the tyrants. Join us at PrisonPlanet.tv.